I'm Joe here with Sam Dyer, and you're watching Hot Rod Madness.
Hot Rod Madness, where every car has a story. If you love rat rods, street rods, American classic muscle, even the unusual, including those ground-pounding, tire-smoking street machines, we got them. Fire them up, Hot Rod Madness style, with your host, Tim the Milkman, along with the Hot Rod Madness crew. Welcome to Hot Rod Madness. Let's enjoy the fun from the 3rd annual Cruisin' Strut Car Show, located at the Memory Lane Classic Car Museum in Eatonton, Georgia. All proceeds benefiting local children's programs in the area.
Jay, how are you, sir?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Right, man.
All right.
How about this Memory Lane cruise
All right.
in, right?
It's all right.
Is this the first time you've been to the Memory Lane?
No, we're local, so we come
Okay.
to just about every show, but this is the first time we've had something here with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jay and his lady there, y'all
Yeah.
are local hot rod builders.
That's right.
And from what I understand, dude, you built this in your backyard?
That's right. Built it. I got a shop behind my house, and
I need you to come to my backyard. Look what you turned out of yours, man.
well, thank you.
I do understand that this kind of stuff does not happen overnight.
No.
This build here is fantastic, man. How long
Thank
did it take you, sir?
It took me 6 years off and on. I worked full time, but we kicked away at it in our spare time and on the weekends.
Sure.
And got it finished a few months ago finally.
Nice, man.
So
Yeah, and you did the paint and body and
that's
everything,
right.
right?
Just about everything on it. I had a guy do the seat for me, and I don't do upholstery work per se, and machine work on the engine, transmission, I had a guy do. But pretty much everything else. Poor folks have to tackle it themselves. So.
Wow, you would never know a poor man would own a vehicle such as this, man, because I have already looked underneath it and stuff. Yeah, golly, that's nice.
Yeah, well, we did the best we could do. I kind of got a little bit of OCD in me, and take a lot of pride in what I do. So I really wanted it to turn out nice. When I was younger, I would rush things, and you kind of quality suffers. But now I'm not in a hurry, and we just have a good time with it, and the results turned out good.
Oh, sure. Talking about results, I saw a photo of it before you started on it. That was a rust bucket, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. So,
nice, man.
Just a lot of work and a lot of time, but that's what I've been doing, and that's what I really enjoy.
Sure.
So
Now look, this is what you can accomplish, from a rust bucket to this level, if you have the passion for it.
That's right.
People with the passion, man, can do.
You can overcome anything as long as you got the passion.
The sky's the limit, right?
That's right. And most everything was self-taught. When I was younger, I had a truck, couldn't afford to pay anybody, and I'm like, I can screw it up for free, and I've got plenty of time, so I just went at it, and I learned a lot along the way, and I made a lot of mistakes along the way. But
all right, before we get into the details of it, how you go about learning to paint like this? I mean, how many times did you paint the truck before it turned out like that?
This truck's been painted one time. But now, when I was in high school, I painted cars a fair amount, and it was just self-taught.
Gotcha.
And then out of school, I went to tech school for 2 semesters, but I didn't really have the passion for the painting because it's a lot of work, and then, life started, and I got a real job and all that. So I hadn't painted in probably 20 years.
Really?
But,
you can never tell it here, man. I can see my reflection really nice and clear in the paint on this.
I can probably sand and buff better than I can paint.
Dude, I hate body work, man. So thumbs up there, man.
Well, thank you.
But how big's the engine in this thing?
It's a Vortec 350 engine.
No kidding.
It's fuel injected.
Yeah.
Got an automatic overdrive in it.
Let's see it, man. Pop the hood. Because, when I was looking at it earlier, it looks bone stock 350-ish from the 60s.
Well, I tried to make it look like the old 283.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a Vortec engine.
That's right. It's a Vortec engine with fuel injection.
Okay.
And we've got some new things on there, but I wanted to throw back to the old school engine.
You nailed it because it looks great.
Thank you.
Nice and clean. Now I see the little adapters where you can put your nostalgia valve covers back on this later block.
And the valve covers originally, those were 283 valve covers.
Yeah.
They didn't have the breathers in them, and I modified them where I could put the breathers in them and all that. And that's
I think the only thing missing here, really, for nostalgia purposes, is the little oil neck sticking up out the front.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And that was the purpose of the oil spout back in the days, because you didn't have the
You got it back there. It's
That's
kind of
right.
tucked away. It does look clean that way.
Right.
Man, that's super clean, dude.
Thank you, man.
Huge,
It's been a good time.
Well,
And
that is awesome. Yeah, that's something to be proud of, my friend.
thank you. I am.
Yeah.
Been humbled by the response. Got a good response
Yeah.
from it, and
Now, where's a feller find an air cleaner with double spouts on it like that?
that's an original air cleaner, and I just found another one at
Okay.
a swap meet or something, and just took it off of it and added it on there.
That's just another one of those details that you just don't find anymore, right?
That's right. That's right. I kind of made it look a little hot rodish, I guess.
In the front end, what did you go with?
It's pretty much a stock front end, but the suspension's been modified. It's on air ride.
Yeah.
Got drop spindles. I moved the upper A-arm mounts to get the camber. You know, when you lower them this low, if you don't make the modification, you get an excessive amount of camber change.
Sure, yeah.
And I moved the upper mounts to help
Okay.
with that problem there.
Well, I'm looking at your steering rod there,
Yeah,
and you got a different type of. You got a rack under
It's a
it?
Mustang 2 rack and
Yeah,
pinion.
there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But other than that, I mean, it's not stock, obviously, but it's based on it. Stock cross members, stock A-arms, but it's all been modified.
Sure,
to
the
where-
average person steps up here and looks at that. You know, you don't really notice because you went back with the orange engine.
That's right.
All right.
I was kind of wanting to do the truck like if you'd have bought it back in the day and it was new. You know, everybody modifies things, and I'm like, you know, if this truck was new and you took it and did a few modifications, it was kind of what I was looking for.
Cool. Let's look at the interior before I go, man. Yeah, look at this. Nice. Can we pop that door? I want to see your door panels. You know, and one of the reasons why is because I'm building a C10 myself, and I'm going to get some ideas from you.
For sure. Well, the interior pretty much is based on a stock, how it would have been stock. It would have come with a vinyl floor mat, and the steering wheel's different. But the color scheme, the seat pattern, the seat material, all that stuff is pretty much original. The outside AC vents are aftermarket, but the center AC vent is what came in these trucks originally that had factory air.
Cool.
And not a whole lot of trucks had factory air, but they were out there. And those vents are kind of hard to find. But
Far out, man. That is
that stock
awesome,
look.
dude. Hey, Dollar Bill, check out Brad's wagon here, man. Dude, nobody cuts up a Ford Fairmount and puts a supercharger on it.
I do.
Brad does.
Yes, sir.
How big is that blower?
It's a 671 blower.
Okay.
It's a 306 engine, 302 stroke, bored out.
Okay, so you got a little bottom end there to support it, right?
Got a lot of bottom end to support it. Yeah,
bottom end,
stud
all
girdle,
right.
special pistons and all.
No
So
kidding.
yeah, it's about $15,000 in a $3,000 vehicle.
Jeez, man. Because hang on now. You know, I don't see any fat tires under the back end of this thing. I'm just going, why the wagon? And you put this huge motor in this bone stock wagon. That's just.
It's an interesting story.
Yeah. Okay.
My son was about 5 years old, and we went up to Pigeon Forge in a '63 Falcon wagon I had.
Okay.
And that was the first time he saw the blowers running up and down the strip, and he knew I had that one.
Right.
And I had an '85 Mercury Capri, which is the same thing as a Mustang, that I was building it for that.
Yeah.
But I moved my shop, so that car was 3 high on a pallet rack.
Wow.
And we were about a month away from going to Somerset, Kentucky for the cruise in up there.
Right. Okay.
And I decided I was just going to get online and buy a little Fox Mustang and put it on there to take up there. And when I got to looking, the Fox Mustang's got more than I wanted to pay just for a weekend of cruising.
Okay.
And then I was like, well, you know what? The Fairmont is Fox chassis, so
Well, it's so
got online and looked. I saw that. I
it's
said, oh, I
different.
gotta have it.
Yeah, this
'Cause
is
that's,
different, man.
Exactly. And it turned out to be way better than I could have thought, because I mean, I get more attention out of this one than
sure.
my nice Mustangs.
Yep.
So,
I bet you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, it's Chuck Beck, the owner of the Lambo Bike, man. How you doing, Chuck?
Oh, doing great, doing great.
Good, man. How many did you bring with you today? I know you got a heck of a collection.
Well, we brought the bike and the Shogun, and we brought a Lister.
Oh, yeah, the famous Shogun. There we go. You and Jay Leno had a time with the Shogun a while back, right?
Well, he drove this car back in '90 before he ordered his.
Yeah.
So, it's a fun project.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of fun with it over the years.
All right, and for those who don't know anything about the Lambo bike or the Shogun, hey, man, look it up online. Heck of a story that goes along with that stuff. George, how you doing, sir?
Nice to meet you, sir.
All right, man. 5'10" Datsun guy.
Yes, sir.
How long have you owned a Datsun, man?
I've owned this one for 5 years.
5 years. Okay. I'm guessing it didn't look like that when you got it.
It did not. When I got it, it was just primer, and the motor was totally messed up. I had to replace all the seals in and everything, but it is original motor, original 4-speed still in the car.
Okay. All right. Kept it original, put some graphics on it, and drive the heck out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, back in my high school days, this is what we rode to school in, these little 510s and things, you know. They were great little cars.
Oh, yeah, they're fun little lightweight cars, weigh 1,800 pounds, 2,000 with me in it.
And here's something that I think that fell by the wayside, you know, over the years. These things get great gas mileage.
Oh, yeah.
You
yeah,
know, they're just good street cars, you know.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I get about 24, 25 miles per gallon.
Yep. That's good get around town stuff,
Oh, yeah.
man. Oh, yeah. Man, I honor you for keeping one alive. I hadn't seen one in a while.
Yeah, I haven't.
Especially with a
many.
straight body on it.
Yeah. Actually, this one was rear-ended 2 years ago.
Yes.
And so I had to replace both quarters, rear trunk, and rear panel.
Funny you should say that. The one I used to ride in was rear-ended twice.
Oh.
And the guy who owned it, he straightened it out both times and kept riding.
Oh, yeah. They're like Lego pieces, so they're
Yeah.
easy to fix.
I guess you could maybe hook a winch to a tree and straighten the back end out on it.
I wish it was that easy.
Just saying. How big is the engine in these things?
It's a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder.
Yeah, okay. Let's see it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Bring back some memories. We'll check out the little power plant in this thing. There we go. There we go. Let him get around over there and check it out. The little Datsun 510 motor. Look at this. Simple to work on, man. Easy to do. Keep the carburetor clean, and you're good, right?
Yeah. With some basic hand tools, some duct tape, and a vice grip, you can at least get the car home.
Yeah, you know, if you change the oil in this thing, that little booger will run forever.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Dollar Bill, check this out, man. It's a Hearst Club. I don't believe I've ever. Hey, man, was you like an undertaker or something?
Well, you know, I dropped out of undertaker school. I flunked out.
Gotcha.
So this is the next best thing, right?
Well, you didn't kill nobody, did you?
No, not on purpose, at least.
Undertaking. No, you're not really an undertaker, man. You started a Hearst Club, didn't you?
Right. I took over the Dead Ends Hearst Club in about 2007 or 8.
All right. And where are you guys from?
Marietta, Georgia originally,
Yeah?
and then we're all out on the east side of Atlanta, Conyers, Walnut Grove, Covington.
Yeah, Cadillac people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here at Hot Rod Madness, we always target the odd and different.
They are sweet rides.
Oh, I bet.
They
Yeah,
are
they ride
perfect.
like Cadillacs.
Oh, yeah, for a road trip.
Yeah.
You just cruise down the interstate or back roads. Oh, it's so nice.
How many people can you haul in the back?
Oh, wow. You could get quite a few.
Ricky, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are
All
you?
right, dude. Man, big fan of the Chevy pickups. And what year is this?
That's a 55.
55. You know, the 56s look quite similar, right?
do. Yeah,
They
look-
about the same truck.
They were close. Yes.
Wonder what the difference was. Yeah. Because the grill's the same, the nose, the tail.
There wasn't a whole lot of
Yeah,
difference.
they use it's like they use the same body style for
It
2
changed
years in
in
a row.
57, but the 55, 56
sir.
looked the same.
And boy, they nailed it on the styling and all, because people like Ricky here can take a body like this and do this to it and make it just, golly, it pops, dude. I'm loving it.
They're gorgeous.
Man, you painted this thing yourself?
I did not. I had a guy named Richard out of Fairburn paint it.
Yeah, what color you call that, dude?
It's maroon. It's actually a Toyota color.
Really?
We picked a
Okay.
Toyota color.
Yeah. Looks good on the old Chevy, don't it?
Oh, yeah, it looks awesome.
Great.
Absolutely love it.
And you reverse the doors on it. These things pop backwards. They're suicide.
Yes, sir.
And that is something you came up with, or is that a kit you can buy?
That's a kit you can actually buy.
Okay.
It's hard to do, but It's a kit you can buy.
Oh man, yeah, getting the hinges just right on it, and then the latch.
Yes, sir.
So you got little solenoids in there to pop the doors?
We do, yes,
Okay.
sir. Come with a key fob, shave the door handles, electric windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just pop a button and it opens.
Man, at the stuff you can buy for these trucks nowadays.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Wow, you can buy anything you
You
want.
can do
to
anything
rebuild
nowadays.
the entire truck with
Yes,
it.
sir.
And upgrade everything, make them beautiful, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what kind of bed did you go with on this one?
It's actually a plywood bed.
Is it?
It's a plywood bed. We routed out for the chrome strips.
Yeah.
Everybody does the tongue and groove wood floor.
Sure. Yeah.
I wanted something a little bit different. So we plywooded it and routed it and then laid it in there.
Okay.
So
you probably went and bought all new sheet metal for the nose and all that stuff?
Oh, no, sir. This is all original.
All original
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
That's cool. Very nice.
Just reworked it all.
Okay, so you take a router, you hit the bed with it, and embed the stainless steel
Strips.
in
Yes, sir.
it. And that's plywood.
That's plywood.
That looks good for plywood, man.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So you take your time, finish the plywood where it looks that good. Wow.
Right.
Nice. You got a garage? You get to do this in your backyard?
I do. I have a
Yeah.
garage. We work on it at my house.
Okay. It's
So-
not an official rod shop for
No.
a business?
No, sir.
It's amazing what these people do in their backyards with these vehicles, man. I'm loving it. Creativity.
I appreciate it. Took a long time.
How long did it take you?
4.5 years.
4.5 years. Yep. Man, that's about right, I guess. It'd probably take me longer, man. I want to see what's under the hood of this baby.
Okay. The little 327, 69 Corvette 327.
Yep. Let's see it, man. Now, he took an older Corvette motor and put in this thing. And, yep, he's got the custom hinges going on here where he pops the hood out the opposite direction. That's custom. Pretty cool. All right, he's got his show prop rod here. That'll work. Okay. Oh, man, something that always love to see these trucks because the depending on what kind of front end you use, you can set the motor way down in there, jack it way up, put your motor mounts wherever
Yes, sir.
you want them. What kind of front end did you go with?
That's a Chevy 2 front end.
Really?
Yep.
The Nova.
Yep.
That's a Nova front end.
That's it.
See, now that's unheard of. That's different. You don't see that in
No,
too
you
many
don't.
vehicles.
No, you don't.
Somebody hacked up a Chevy Nova.
That's actually a kit you can buy as well.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. You go to Summit and
Oh,
find.
no. I ordered everything online.
Okay.
Everything online.
All right, sir. Wow, look at all the knuckles you got in your steering.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Had to modify the headers just a little bit.
Wow, okay.
So
Yep, gotcha. Yeah, back in the day, I'd take a hammer to mine and bait them out of the way to get that steering.
kind of
done
what we
right.
did a little
Yeah,
bit right there.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see it, but
whatever works, right?
yes, sir.
You have any trouble keeping them headers sealed up?
No, not
You're
at all.
good.
We ain't had no problems yet.
That's a funny looking master cylinder you got there. What is that?
That's just the reservoir. The cylinder's actually under the truck.
Okay.
That's just a
gotcha.
reservoir.
That's just a.
It's kind of funny. Everybody's asked me about that. Said it looks like a syringe.
It does look like a big syringe, man. You got a cattle farm? Is that what you? Never mind. Jerry, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are
Right,
you?
man. Hey, you don't see these every day, dude.
No,
what?
you don't.
What year is that?
This is a 1924 TT ton truck.
TT ton truck, 1924. Yeah, I've probably saw 26s, 27s, 29s, 30s. I don't think I've seen one in this good a shape, that's that old.
Well, it wasn't that good a shape when I got it.
Oh, I'm sure. You
It
did a
was
lot of
rotted
work
down,
to it, didn't
yeah.
you, Jerry?
Yes.
Wow. Now, where are you from, sir?
Well, I live just right here in Thunder Valley, here on the lake,
Okay.
Lake Oconee.
Yeah. So you another one at home like this?
It's a 26 Roadster pickup.
26 Roadster pickup. How about that? So is this something like what you thrive to build on a regular basis? Do you do this
No,
all the
sir.
time?
No, sir. This was a project I took on after I found them here in the county, and I had just retired and I needed something to do.
Okay.
So
yeah. You don't want to sit around and do nothing, Jerry, right? So pick a project and wow, make it beautiful like this. Man, that's a cool old truck.
the basically I did all the undercarriage work, and this has got the original motor, and everything's original on it to when it was built
Okay.
in 24. The motor's about a 20 horsepower motor.
Yeah, walk around here and let's look at it. A 20 horsepower motor. What displacement would you call that?
Lord, I don't even know.
Yeah, me either. I wouldn't know what to call it.
It doesn't have any power, I can tell you.
Yeah, a little flathead engine with the Ugehorn strapped to the side of it. That's all I know.
This truck has a secondary transmission also.
Wow, how does that work?
Well, you have to stop to change gears.
You have to stop and then change another lever.
Yeah, well, it's a regular transmission. It's
really
basically it's got 3 forward and 1 reverse, and it works in tandem with the transmission that's on the on the motor.
This is one of them vehicles that's difficult to drive around in.
It's not so bad once you figure it out.
Yeah, once you figure it out.
You want to be in a big field to learn how to drive
right.
one.
I noticed you got a leather belt driving the water pump and all that on it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And most people, I don't know, they don't know how these things work. But you got three pedals.
Yeah.
That the one on the right is the brake, and that's on the transmission. And the second one is reverse, and the one on the left is the 2 forward speeds.
Yeah.
And then you've got your rear brake, and then when you move the lever halfway forward, you've got low gear and reverse. And as you move it all the way forward, then you've got low gear, reverse, and high gear.
Okay, yeah, like I said, this is one of them vehicles that's difficult to drive. Kevin, how are you, man?
Hey, buddy.
Kevin, what year's your ride, man?
This is a 39 standard Ford coupe.
Uh-huh.
It's a true shine hauler.
Yeah, but is this a real moonshine car? I mean, there's a lot of stories out there about shine cars.
Yes, sir. This is a true shine car.
Yeah.
The old fella's name was Virgil Shumley that had this car, and he was right on the Georgia-Tennessee line. And he hauled shine with his car. He had a 40 Ford Deluxe. And he used this one, he hopped it up to haul shine with.
Okay.
And the revenuers took the car from him 4 times.
4 times.
And every time it got took from him, he would go down to the courthouse and stand off in the crowd and get one of his buddies to bid on the car and get the car back.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how he done it?
Yep.
So I guess he had too much invested into the engine and he wanted the car back every
I don't know
time.
if he just liked it but he, I can show you the inside of the car from the back seat all the way to the trunk is nothing but places to where you can put shine.
Okay, it's wide open back there for hauling.
Yep, it's a wide open hauler space.
Okay. All right.
Back in the day, they call it the businessman's coupe, and he was doing business,
Okay. I'm going to peek over in here and check out the engine. Yep, there's the old flathead there. Okay, original handbook with the car.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Yeah, standard flathead going on here.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a peek at the interior, man. Let's check out that open cavity back there where the moonshine would be.
Registered to the car.
Yeah. All right, 39.
Go down and open that. Hey, buddy. Go open that door for me and let them look under the back seat.
Cool. All right,
the 40 had 3-speed on the column and didn't have a let-out windshield. 39 was the last year you could get a let-out glass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I learn something new every time out.
Yeah. Do you know why there was only one key in the door on one side?
Why?
Have you ever watched Andy Griffith?
Yeah.
He always slid in from the passenger side. And that was to keep, if you had to open that door on that side, and the streets was so narrow, the door would get tore off.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that's why they just put the key on one side to open it and unlock it.
Special reasons why?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Cool. So I can imagine how many jugs of moonshine might be hauled back there.
It goes further than that. It goes on back behind that panel into the trunk. So it would probably hold at least 100 gallons, if not more.
Wow. So guy got his car taken away from him 4 times, and he retrieved it every time and kept hauling shine in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wow. Hey, the stories you find on these vehicles, it's outrageous, man.
It's the history of the car,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Shane, I understand you're the real owner of this thing, man. What's up with that? Did Daddy take your car from you?
Basically.
Basically, he said. Hey, man, you ever get out You ever sneak out in this thing, man, on the weekends and go cruising around looking for girls?
Maybe when I get older.
Hey, there you go. Hey, I understand this car was actually stolen from your daddy years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what's up with that? I mean, it got taken from the owner 4 times, and then it got stolen from you, and you got it back.
I just kept looking at Craigslist, hoping one day, that praying to God I'd find it. And September the 9th, I found it and got it back October the 31st.
Wow.
So it's been gone 12 years.
Did you have to go and buy this thing back?
No, sir. I paid a $75 record fee, and that was the end of it.
Pat, how are you, sir?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good. Pat from Memory Lane Classic Car Museum. Pat, I understand there's some goings on here at the museum, man.
Yeah, we've got a little news. Jerry and June have decided to close the museum and selling off or auctioning off all the cars and memorabilia. That's actually happening March the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at Greensboro Auto Auction in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Wow. Okay. Sad to see it go, man.
It really tugs at the heartstrings, but the timing was right for them, and it was a decision that they didn't take very lightly. It's something they've looked at doing for probably about 6 months now, so now seemed about time to do it. So.
Okay, and there's quite a collection here to be had, man. It's a shame that somebody won't step up and just take over the museum and keep it up and running. What about you, Pat?
Hey, I thought about it,
I bet.
But we, believe it or not, we did actually have a man that came down that looked at buying everything. Just couldn't strike a deal, so the decision was made for them all to go to auction. But we're excited on that end. We expect, and we've been told that this may be one of the largest private collections ever sold at one time in the United States. So we're getting a final count, but it's going to be right at 250 cars.
Okay.
About 40 motorcycles, and then, of course, all the signs and things around.
Yeah. Okay. Well, a lot of the stuff came from Barrett-Jackson, Vicari.
That's correct.
And some of it may go back through there again.
At some point it will. In the collector car market, that happens a lot. People buy and sell cars. Sure. But, I'm sure that if you keep your eyes open, you'll see some of this stuff again. You may see it on TV again.
Oh, yeah. And there's quite unique vehicles laying around in the museum, such as this Auburn here. Now that's like a sunburst color. That's odd for an Auburn.
It's a very eye-catching.
Yeah.
We get a lot of attention when we take that car out and drive it.
And you have the 50s Cadillacs.
Yeah, and that's what's really appealed to a lot of people that's come into the museum is they see different cars. We've got a lot of 50s and 60s era cars, and it's something that you don't see every day.
Yeah, and one more time on the date.
It's March the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And again, it's Greensboro Auto Auction in Greensboro, North Carolina.
There you have it, folks. Come on down and take your choice.